Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz, the latest roundup of sports today. Let's take a look at what we're discussing. We've got loads to discuss. We're going to be introducing you to somebody very special who has been there when you talk about the real deal. You know, hockey is a national sport in Pakistan and we've enjoyed success and glory throughout the ages of hockey. Right now, of course, it's a difficult time for hockey in Pakistan where we gradually see an improvement. But for somebody who's represented his country at the international level, who's, been there, who understand what the competition is, what it's all about, how do you give it your all, and to cope up with the evolution of hockey and the modern style of hockey, because often what happens here in a country is that the hockey you're playing and the brand of hockey that is being played internationally, there's a stark difference, and that's where when you try to cope up with it, it's gone even further. So I think that evolution, to be at par with that, is certainly very, very important. And then the investment at grassroots levels as well. How do you keep hockey alive in a country which is dominated by cricket is something also that we need to collectively explore as a nation as well. So we'll be talking about the fantastic career of this gentleman, all his memories as well, the way he's contributed to his national side and hockey collectively as a sport. For a sportsman, I think although you might say that you're retired from active playing or active sports, but I think once you're a player, you're always a player. You never tend to, you can leave the game, but the game will never leave you. It's as simple as that. So I think it runs in your blood. It's there through you live and breathe it every day, and that's how you connect to the sport that we all love. So we'll talk about that in detail, and I'll introduce you to this very fine gentleman who we have the honor of hosting as well in studios. Then we move on, and of course we discuss cricket in detail as well. It is the month of the Champions Trophy. There was a fantastic ceremony that took place in Lahore as well, and then of course we're moving on in a couple of days to a fantastic moment in Karachi where Pakistan hosts an ICC event after in 1996. So I think it's a huge moment for the country, and we're going to be celebrating it from the 19th onwards. 8 teams in action when you talk about the Champions Trophy 2025, and it's going to be stellar with Pakistan all set to defend their title, which they won in 2017 as well. It was a great moment to see the winners of 2017 be honored in this ceremony last night in Lahore as well, and various teams have been arriving as well. England has also now reached Pakistan, so the fanfare, the frenzy is all there. It's a cricket festival that has come to the country, and all eyes right now are in Pakistan. So we'll talk about that in detail as well. So as we said, we're going to be starting off with this very, very special segment, and it speaks volumes as well. And I've been hearing a lot of comments, once we publicize what we're discussing, and a lot of people were interested to ask him how he's going to be improving situations when you talk about hockey. So obviously the expertise are still there, but obviously what we can is learn from his knowledge and experience as well, but he's had a stellar career so far, a career that started back in 1980s in the Champions Trophy, that too in Karachi, Pakistan, and you talk about 5 Champions Trophies in which he represented the German side as well, and at the same time, of course, 2 Olympic Games that he has represented his country in as well. So 5 Champions Trophy, we've got 2 Olympic Games as well, and then of course the stellar World Cup that took place in 1990 in Lahore, Pakistan as well. So it's been an absolute stellar career, and we're very honored to be joined by a player who has not only contributed to his national side, but I think to the sport that we all love as well. He's been a fantastic ambassador of the game as well. Joining us is Stefan Blocher. Hello Stefan, assalamu alaikum. How are you, sir?
I'm very fine. Always when I'm in Pakistan, I feel good, and thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. I mean, it's a remarkable career when you talk about 5 champion trophies and 2 Olympic Games, a men's World Cup as well, and 1980s. I must do a bit of time traveling over here and take you back in time. The first feeling in 1980s when Stefan stepped out to play hockey for Germany.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the moment 1980, I was a 20-year-old boy. I come from my little club Wiesbaden. The Wiesbaden boys are on the moment here to join Pakistan the first time. I play Karachi, the first Champions Trophy, 40,000 spectators were there. And I play a very good tournament and shoot nice goals. And the Pakistan people give me the nickname, the White Pakistani, because I was the first Pakistani, or the first German guy who play the dribble like Shabazz, like Hassan Zadar or Samula. So I don't know why, I have the Pakistani style, and I play like the Pakistani. And since this moment they gave me the name the White Pakistani. I come more or less every year here up to 94. And then 20 years Pakistan has a little bit political problems. Situation was not clear what's happening with the country, and 3 years ago I come here again, and my friend We know us from the Olympic final '84 for Los Angeles, where Pakistan wins against us, and the final for the World Cup in Bombay '82, Pakistan wins against us. Is Junaid Jata, and he's now a very close friend. And he asked me, please help with your name, with your career, to bring hockey back in Pakistan. And Jata Junaid is an Olympian. He plays very often against me. And out of these fights on the field come a very close friendship. And I think I have a lot of unbelievable memories in this country, especially 1990, the World Cup. It was the most beautiful hockey stadium in the world, is the National Hockey Stadium in Lahore. And it was 80,000 people was in the stadium, and outside 50,000 waiting to come in. And we play in the group final against Pakistan. It was luck. It was my 250th international game, and this was my 30th birthday, 25th February of 1990. And the man in the stadium says, "Welcome, Mr. Stephen Blocher. Happy birthday to you." And the crowd, unbelievable.
Started singing happy birthday.
The whole crowd, 80,000 people, sing to a German guy, "Happy birthday." German guy in Pakistan, 80,000, "Happy birthday." And this was, I'm crying, and there's so many stories around this World Cup. We lose in the semi-final against the Dutch. Bobola in this time was the best shot corner shooter in the world, and he makes 3 against us. And Pakistan, I just meet Chabas senior 2 hours ago, and in the capital smart world, we have some things. Perhaps we install the hockey academy, blah blah, and we speak about this World Cup. And Chabas and myself, we are a very close friend. And in this time of the decade of the hockey world, Chabas senior and myself, we dominate the strike and the fun of hockey, and we get very close friends. And I get so many friends out of this time, and thank you very much. And this is always a very special moment when I come to your country.
But the interesting part is that no matter how much friendship that you all have, even if we put you on the field today, you'll be rivals once again. That's the beauty about this sport.
Unbelievable.
So you can be friends outside the hockey field, but inside you're still competitive. But I'm tempted to ask you, because it's very important for the next generation of hockey players to understand. For a young boy of 20 who's coming from a club, and he now understands that I'm going to be representing my national side, Germany. What's the transformation going in your mind that, now I'm turning into a professional hockey player who will be playing around with the best people in the world?
Yeah, when your career must start very early, 8 years, 6 years, 7 years. So when you go out more or less out of the kindergarten, then there the sports stars get born. The swimming star goes in the swimming pool, the golfer goes on the golf course, the wrestler goes in the wrestling, and the hockey player, they must go, they understand, and it comes out of yourself that you give every day. I go every day by my bicycle in my club in Wiesbaden Tennis and Hockey Club. Every day I go there, play with the boys, play with the older boys, and then they come in our team, and so on and so on. And then when you get the love to your sport, what you do, it's not only hockey, but every sport where you feel, or when you play geig, or where you feel there's your interest. And then it must start to get 24 hours, 7 days a week, it's your part. And then when you do it from little boy, then you have the chance to go perhaps in the junior national team, and you must have a dream. My dream was, when I was 12, to win a German championship. I want to come in the national team, and I want to come to Olympic Games. And all my dreams getting through. But it was absolutely hard practice and hard work. And but
how was the camaraderie at that time? How did your teammates support a young boy coming into?
Very good. Also, when my first international game was, I was 18 against Holland in Venlo. I play Saturday in the juniors against Holland. I make a goal, 1-0 we win, I shoot the goal. And then the national call say, come on young boy, you come next day in the seniors, and the first time, and the first straightforward. And we win against Holland 3-2, 6,000, 7,000 spectators in Venlo, and I make 1 goal. Or in my first international game, directly a goal. And the older players come to me, come on Stefan, because you're very nervous, and how you react. And now the older people, older hockey stars have the chance. And when I was yesterday in Islamabad in the stadium, in Lahore, when I go with young Holland team or with my club team from Wiesbaden, and a lot of Pakistan come from the police and others, how do you practice? Very young players, and they will still recognize Blocher from the old days, from the fathers and so on and so on. My father plays against you, I see you in the television when I was a little boy. What I can do that I become a hockey star. And I say always, practice very hard, put a little bit the mobile away, not too much, and move your body every morning. Go before you go in school, do the first workouts, run a little bit. The physical must be always fit, the stomach must fit, the arms must be fit, and then practice. Loves the game with the stick and the ball. Is a wonderful game.
Well, since the time you play, now we talk about the year 2025. There's been a huge revolution of hockey. It's evolved every day. It's evolving right now. How would you see the modern hockey that is being played right now? Obviously, there's no comparison to what it was when you were playing, but now because it's become very commercial, it's become very fast. How have you gauged this evolution of hockey?
They made not everything they made right. The FIH, our global association, but the rules they change. That makes the game very interesting. I just spoke about with Shabbas. When we have in our time the self pass, although not free hit, you get stopped by a footfall or by a stroke or something like this. You can dribble again. So you have the speed. The game gets unbelievable faster. The breaks get down for a minimum. The short corners get very interesting. The whistling that you're allowed to have a high stick, not only the shoulder stick. It gets more or less a new, very, very fast game. So that means, like we have other sports, when you see tennis, what Djokovic or Nadal, or what now Sinner from Italia plays, and when you see Boris Becker playing, it's also a different sport. Tennis is now also a different sport. All the sports change about the material, about the physical strength, about the medical tests you have, about the food you get. And so you must be in our hockey sport, you must be physical, so fit like unbelievable.
I understand that you can, no matter how much you train, competitive hockey will always change your perception about the game. So when we talk about your Olympic silver medal, that must be a defining moment, that when you realize, okay, I was just that close to a goal, but that really helped us as well. But we're going to go towards a short break. Stay tuned, we come right back. Welcome back to Sports Extra. I'm still in conversation with Stefan Blocher, and I was taking him back memory lane once again, talking about that silver medal and that very important Olympic match that we talk about. Yes, Stefan.
The first Olympic, when I have lucky, I have 3 Olympics. First was 80 in Moscow.
Yes.
Our government says the same like Pakistan government says, you're not allowed to go to Moscow because Russian people go in these days to Afghanistan. So sports must stay at home, okay? Decision. Then I have my second, I get again qualified for Olympic Games 84. And then we come in the final against Pakistan. We lead 1-0 and we lose in the extra time 2-1. And these guys, Akhtar Rasool was the captain, and these guys getting absolutely heroes in their country. They get on the airport, millions of people were everywhere. They're getting houses, they're getting well-known people, they get heroes in Pakistan. And Akhtar Rasool, when I was 3 years ago in Lahore, he makes a reception for me with all the players from this team, 84. And we are sitting together. I was the only German guy. And
outnumbered.
And Akhtar said the sentence, say, Stefan, listen, our team played a very bad tournament. In our team, we have problems, we are fighting each other, and we come very, very lucky in the final. And then we sit together. And we pray and we say we have only one chance. They must stop Blocher. So, and he said this, and all the players says yes. They focus completely on me, and this makes the team strong. We must kill Blocher. and they kill me. And Junai Chata was my opponent, and the other guys. And in the extra time, we won 0, and I have 2 chances to lead Germany 2-0 or 3-0, and I missed in the last moment at the goalkeeper, and last try Akhtar Rasool stops me, and these memories you never forget. Never forget.
You always see them going.
You always see them, and especially when you meet the boys, and then the boys come and show me everybody. "Oh, you see my gold medal? You see my gold medal?" This is crazy, but it's fun, and was always invited. The guy in Karachi was invited from the Olympic medal, and you come here, lives Olympic winner, and you want to see my gold medal. Next time I was where I was in Punjab or in where he lives to go Olympic gold medal. It was fun, yeah. And then my next Olympics was '88, and we see the picture in the beginning. It was a half final against Holland, and Holland leads 1-0. I make the goal for 1-1, and then I get a very hard short corner against my head. I was directly with a helicopter to the hospital, and I was very short before that. And so I think 80, I will stop my career because it was very lucky that I survived. And 87, I was voted at the Champions Trophy in Holland, in Amsterdam, for the world best player. Top scorer at the Champions Trophy. It was the only Champions Trophy with the 10 best teams in the world. And there I get best player of the world. And then I say, no, I want to play the World Cup in Lahore. It must be a must. I must go back there where it more or less the international career starts. And I told at the beginning, this history, 80,000, happy birthday, you never forget.
And I think throughout your career, that has to be the best birthday you ever had.
Yeah.
As simple as that, I think.
I think not a lot of German or not a lot of people in the world can say 80,000 saying happy birthday.
Well, you'll probably be the only German who's experienced
I think
that.
so, yeah.
Well, even I'll go beyond that. I think he'll almost be the only human being on this planet who has had 80,000 people saying happy birthday.
I think so.
So, people don't get 80 these days, 80 or 800. So, he's at 80,000.
Right.
But, I must talk to you about Pakistan hockey because I want to take this moment for us as well. Obviously, to learn from your experience. If we don't benefit from that, then I think it's a waste that we've not been, doing justice to your stellar career as well. The state of hockey in Pakistan, and I don't even talk about the systematic issues, I mean the hockey that they're playing right now. The quantity has gone less. I am probably one of the last generations who got to play hockey in university, so I was very happy that I was able to do that. But the fact is that now when you see, it's a cricket dominating society, but there are still a lot of hockey structures when you go to Punjab and various areas of Pakistan. They exist in small numbers, but they're still trying their best. The national team has problems of their own. Financial structures are down, systematic things are down. But how do we improve as a nation? We have been, at top of world hockey.
Absolutely.
But what do we do? Obviously, it won't be an overnight change now. We need to invest. How do we continue on that? But, we discuss this, I've just been told, after a short break. So I hope we come back from the break and discuss it. Well, welcome back. Of course, we're in conversation with the great, the legend himself, Stefan Blocher, and we're discussing how to improve the situation of hockey in Pakistan. So how would you say that, could be, because like I said, it's not an overnight process. And right now the world is all about shortcuts. It won't happen like this. It has to be a long-term investment. But what's the first step in this?
The first step, you must start now in the schools. To get back, you must have more or less between 8 and 12 years. Takes time to get boys who are starting now in schools, 8, 9, 10 years. And then when they are 20, then you can get them as a really top players. And you had a lot of people living in your country to find out in every city the top 1,000 talents. When you have these cities like you have everywhere turf, synthetic turf, astroturfs you have everywhere. So you must work, the federation must work very close with the schools and take out class by class and find out, not only for hockey. We do it the same in Germany. We have a class with 6-year-old boys. Then the school teacher says, today we have swimming, today we have handball, today we have hockey, today we have track and field. And you see immediately if somebody can run, you see immediately somebody has a
Natural ability.
Yeah, somebody you give a stick in the hand and they make directly clack, clack, clack because you see it and you see, oh, he has a talent for this. Or you saw somebody first time in the water, he knows a little bit swimming and he makes the right decision to swim. And then it makes no sense to put the swimming guy in the hockey club. So find the young people in the school and give them in the right clubs. So this is the first step I would do. And then when you find these talents, you must make in the cities fights or competitions between the schools. So because your city is so big, and then you must make leagues. The winner of the school system in Lahore or school thing in Lahore goes to Islamabad and
play their top team. Yes.
Top team, and the top team there and there. This costs money because the distances are so far. Because to stay overnight, traveling flights, blah blah, and therefore the government must be willing, or the federation must be willing to start this program. We have in Lahore, as I told you, Khwaja Junior do it. He was a former national player, and he said, we must do everything to get this beautiful sport back strong in Pakistan. And he start a private initiative. And so this is the reason that now Holland team and Wiesbaden Tennis and Hockey Club comes to Pakistan. And a lot of spectators was there, a lot of young people was there, a lot of people, the police academy plays and so on and so on. But start in the school, find out the talents, bring them in the clubs, and then you have such a huge amount of people here. So when you see Belgium, when Olympic Games, Belgium, how many people live in Belgium? 2 million, 3 million, I don't, very small country, smaller than everything in Pakistan. And they built one center in Antwerpen. I was there watching match Belgium against Pakistan national team, was very close. When Belgium win it last year or 2 years ago. And they focused the best player, 200 best player then, when you get the talents together and these 200 get out the national team and then you are back.
Certainly. Well, Stefan, one thing is for sure that we're very honored with your presence and would like to thank you for taking out time as well. So thank you very much for joining us. We go towards a short break. When we come back, we have more. Stay tuned to Sports. Welcome back to Sports Extra. Joining me now in studios is expert and fellow anchor Sayyid Mohammad Awais. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum salam, how are you?
I'm very well, Awais. So all is set now for the Champions Trophy. Pakistan in a couple of days will be hosting a major ICC event. The teams are very competitive. How are you seeing this tournament? You know, the fan frenzy, people you've been talking to, all the circles, the PCB itself as well.
It's an exciting, I would say, excitement in the atmosphere because everyone has been waiting for the Champions Trophy. And when I was coming for the show, just speaking off air to one of the friends, and they said that all the tickets have been booked off, that you don't have any tickets left for the matches. It was exciting to watch on the most anticipated match. Everyone says that it's Pakistan versus India, of course, but the rivalry, Afghanistan versus Australia, when that tickets are sold out. So everyone is anticipatingly waiting for this Champions Trophy. And secondly, hats off to the laborers who actually were there to do this, this stuff, because it was the most challenging position to hold on the Champions Trophy, getting a stadiums to renovate it. It was just not renovation, just demolish the stadium and just get it to build up new one. It was a really big challenge, and the way our laborers worked day and night, hats off to them, and it was because of them that's possible that we are going to be seeing the Champions Trophy over here. Pakistan obviously are the defending champions, but the situation going on right now with the Pakistan team, everyone has an eye on it.
Well, Everyone doesn't have only an eye on it. They've got their mind and soul into what best combination can Pakistan draft out of this very surprising playing 11. And it was very interesting seeing the winners of 2017 and then thinking about the team today and thinking of all the stark differences. But the cricket itself, Awais, when we talk about all the competing teams, I often say that a tri series or a bilateral series is something different. When the tournament starts, every team clicks, and especially for Pakistan, I think all the other 7 teams in the world right now who are participating realize how dangerous Pakistan can be on their given day.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, because remember on the other platform, we were discussing the same thing, that you can't rate Pakistan team out of the tournament. I mean, whenever you rate them out or whenever you are harsh against them, they literally come back so strong that I would say not explainable the way they just perform in the tournament. I mean, even you just remember the match against South Africa. I know we did lose the Tri-Nation series, but the match against South Africa, everyone rated them down. But the way they came up, I mean, that shows what Pakistan team is. And if they come as a gel-up unit, they are one of the dangerous teams what Pakistan comes into major tournaments. I know there has been a little bit disturbance in the squad, but obviously this is your final squad and we need to back them up over here. I hope Pakistan does play well, but your batting order is a concern again, I would say, because Babar Azam promoted as an opening batsman. Obviously, he's not as a one-down batsman.